I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on GBM, we delve into the supernatural with one of my favorite authors, one of my favorite guests. His name is Deacon Albert E. Graham, and he has penned a powerful book. It is called Compendium of the Miraculous. It is the definitive encyclopedia of mystical phenomena for every Catholic home. Compiled over a dozen years, this essential reference guide unpacks over 40 types of extraordinary events, from apparitions to prophecy. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him on TV today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Deacon, thank you so much for joining us here today.
You're quite welcome, Logan.
Let's talk about your wonderful book and how you came up with the idea for the Compendium of the Miraculous.
Well, I experienced 2 of the 43 mystical phenomena mentioned in my book, and I didn't really know what to make of them, and so I started the quest to look into mystical phenomena because of the mystical phenomena I experienced.
Wonderful. And why did you write it?
Well, to strengthen the spirituality of the faithful, letting people know that God and His Mother are alive and still active in our world today, that they intervene directly in human affairs through visions, voices, apparitions, miracles, signs, and wonders.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. How long did it take you to assemble the contents?
Well, I read hundreds of books on saints, mystics, and others who had mystical experience, as well as scores of books on mystical phenomena itself. This was over a 10-year period to garner the information for the book.
Wonderful. Why should we believe in mystical phenomena?
Because throughout salvation history to the present day, so many people have had such experiences, as I mentioned, in both in the Old Testament, the New Testament, and in public and private revelations. There also many the Pew Research Survey found that about 50% of the Christians that they talked to had some sort of a mystical experience and didn't know what to make of them. So my book, just like I tried to find out what mystical experience meant for me, my book is an attempt to bring to light for them, what mystical experience they might have had.
Do people nowadays experience supernatural phenomena?
Oh, for sure. Many Christians living today have heard God's voice. Others have claimed to have heard the voice of the Blessed Virgin Mary, as noted in the section of the book on Marian Apparitions. Many people are flocking to Mary's shrines at Fatima, Lourdes, and Medjugorje, where miracles in the form of healings have resulted.
What were some of the things that surprised you in your research?
Well, that some of the stigmatists that I mentioned over the centuries are alive today. And also the dark night of the soul that St. Teresa of Calcutta had experienced that for some 50 years. Also the miracle of the sun at Fatima, where 79,000 people witnessed the event. Another thing that surprised me was St. Anthony Mary Claret had a living tabernacle was a living tabernacle of Jesus Christ.
How many people had experienced one or more of these mystical experiences and didn't know what they meant?
Well, many, as mentioned in this book, have had mystical experiences, like I mentioned in that Pew Research study. So Pope Francis, for instance, is reported to have a mystical experience that made him choose the priesthood over marriage.
Talk to us a little bit about how your book is organized.
Well, I open with a section showing how God has been speaking to mankind throughout the history of salvation. In the Old Testament, He communicated through the prophets by word, dreams, and visions. In the New Testament, through His Son. And today, He continues to make Himself known through His creatures. He still intervenes in human affairs. I should cite the Eucharistic miracles, for instance, you may not know about, that in 1999 in Argentina, Buenos Aires, there was a Eucharistic miracle. In 2006, in Tecla, Mexico, another Eucharistic miracle. And in Poland, two years later, in 2008, Sokola, Poland, a Eucharistic miracle. So what does that mean? It means that the body and blood, Jesus, the bread and wine was changed into the body and blood of Jesus in the Eucharistic miracles, in which there was flesh and blood of a dying man. Interestingly enough, in Villacanier, India, just 6 months ago, the church approved another Eucharistic miracle in which a consecrated host bore the picture of Jesus Christ. You should look into that. That's a really interesting one.
Yeah, absolutely, will do. Let me ask you this. What kind of imagery is presented in the book?
Basically, imageries of saints undergoing mystical phenomena such as ecstasy, visions, apparitions, dreams, miracles, exorcisms, levitation. So these are, or saints in rapture. These are presented by well-known authors. For instance, for Rubens and Caravaggio and Murillo. Some well-known authors have painted imageries of these saints. There's no comparable work that has such imagery. I have about 150 or so depictions of images in this book.
Yes, amazing, and very illustrative, of course. Talk to us about what you hope people get out of the book.
Well, I want to have them to have a realization and appreciation for the miraculous, otherworldly, and supernatural. I believe that many have lost the sense of the miraculous and supernatural. Their loss may even have played a part in the scandal in our church and reduced holiness and the reduced holiness in our clergy and fellow Christians. The awe and wonder of the supernatural possibly has seemed to be lost on many Christians.
Your book covers some strange phenomena that we don't see much or at all anymore in the modern world. Why don't we see these things anymore?
Oh, but they do go on. God still talks to His people in dreams, locutions, apparitions, especially in the past and present. I pay significant attention to Marian Apparitions, identifying those that are approved, not approved, or pending, or pending a decision. So these apparitions, and like I mentioned, the Eucharistic miracles, and also at some of these places where the Virgin appeared, you have miracles where people are cured. So these things still go on, and they are in our world today.
Why are miracles inspiring, and are they still happening today?
Well, they're inspiring because people, because it shows that God is still with us. So he says he will be with us to the end of time. And in answer to our prayers, this gives us hope that our loved ones suffering from an incurable disease may be healed through his intervention, like, as I mentioned, in Fatima and Medjugorje, some of these people who go there are healed.
Mm. What does your book say about the stigmata?
Well, in my book, I have some 650 plus stigmata since the 13th century, to include about a dozen or two in our century. In our century, some of these stigmatists are alive, and there's been a priest, there's been a Capuchin brother who still bear the stigmata today, and it's interesting to see that God still gives that to his love for the stigmata to some of his people for our benefit.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely is so faith affirming for sure. What other books have you written? Talk to us about that part of your life.
Well, since the Compendium was written, which was published by Tan in 2013, I've authored two other books, both published by Trafford Publishing. They are entitled Revelation, Mystical Phenomena, and Divine Promises, published in 2022, and The Stigmata, published in August of 2023.
Wonderful. Do you have a website where people can find out more about your books and how to purchase them?
That website set up. It's under deaconalbertgraham.com, all lowercase. And so these three books are available with details on the website. They're available for purchase from the publisher or from Amazon.
Perfect. Easy to remember, deaconalbertgraham.com. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, sir.
I'd like to also give a little bit more insight into the Compendium. It's packed with comprehensive information and revelatory details, including examples of authentic, questionable, erroneous, false, and fraudulent revelation by Christ and through the saints about heaven, hell, and purgatory, and brief biographies of many saints, blesseds, and venerables, with particular attention paid to their experience with mystical phenomena. And I've already mentioned, Marian Apparitions, with a section in the back, which is really replete with all the Marian Apparitions that have occurred since the 13th century. In the organization of the book, the last 4 or 5 sentences I said, bring that into the organization of the book. I forgot to mention that at the time you asked me that question on how the book is organized.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, great work on this book. The research is amazing. The detail is amazing. And the revelations found within the pages are amazing as well. The name of the book is Compendium of the Miraculous. It is the definitive encyclopedia of mystical phenomena that is vital for every Catholic home and every Christian home. It was compiled over a dozen years, and it is an essential reference guide that unpacks over 40 types of extraordinary events, from apparitions to levitation to prophecy and more. Deacon, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you, Logan.
I appreciate your time, your insight. God bless you, sir. To the folks at home, I'm Logan. Thank you so much. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford for the Global Book Network. So long for now.